All right. Welcome everyone to Lumenaddy. I am Lumen. and This whole channel is going to be all about lumens, all about technical analysis, all about price action, all about predicting the movement of the stellar market. And I might venture off a little bit and talk about other cryptocurrencies a little bit. But it's just going to be my take on where I think a price is going to move. And yeah, I just wanted to share it with you because I've been following it for a while, doing some trading as well. And I think that it's pretty interesting just to share analysis and then to hear your feedback. I'm by no means an expert, but I don't think you have to be. And I'm by no means am I providing financial advice at all. This is not financial advice. Do your own research, do your own investing. But I think it's pretty awesome to get to share your analysis and then just hear feedback on it and hear what people think. If they agree, that's awesome. If they disagree, that's also awesome. And then at the end, the market will tell you if you're right or wrong. Because, when the market moves, you can look back and see, oh, was that a right prediction? Or was that a bad prediction? And where to go from there. Okay, so that being said, today's the 22nd, and there's quite a lot happening. If you just look to the right, the whole market's pretty much in red from everything. But Stellar was, for the most part, it was actually in the green, but just recently dipped back down. But we'll come back and talk about that. So I always like to go from the big time intervals. So as you can see, this is STR/BTC. This is the Poloniex chart. And I always like to go from the big intervals down to the dailies or the 4-hour charts. And we can even move down. So I have quite a bit of indicators on here, quite a few lines. So I will try to talk about them quickly. So the first curve you see here is a an exponential growth curve that I drew to just kind of there's no reason behind this curve except I figured if there was an exponential growth, it would mimic this curve, and hence why I drew it. I did a similar one to XRP, and I just want to show that quickly because, interestingly enough, I had drawn both these curves way before this um, spike in price occurred. But as you can see, the market nicely retraced back to this and used this as a support, and then just spiked up to my second curve over here. Um, and now it's kind of been obeying these lines that I've been drawing. So, anyways, that's XRP. I don't know why I went away from it, but back to Stellar, because Stellar is the one that I like to focus on the most. Okay, so this is basically the initial same graph that you had seen earlier. I just zoomed in, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this price action currently. So we're following this candle right now. This is the January candle. We're on the monthly chart, and right now the price is 4,412 satoshis on this chart. And where do we think this candle is going to end at the end of this month? I personally believe it's gonna go beyond 5,015 over here, and I'll explain why. If you look at the STR BTC price action, right? On TradingView, and I'm using the TradingView platform as you can see up here. You see this massive candle right here back in 2014, August the 1st. Now, I don't remember exactly when the Stellar Network went online, but this is the latest, or I would say the furthest back of price action that I'm seeing on a chart anywhere. And if you happen to know anywhere else, do let me know. But I think this is the furthest back we can go. And I see this massive drop from 0.9986, you could say 10,000 satoshis, all the way down to, where are we here? This is 404 satoshis, right? So I think always, whenever you have such a big candle, right, without a long wick, right, I always think that the market is inclined to retrace back up there. I mean, if you're gonna, and it's probably going to retrace even past beyond it, and that's why I have this arrow here, which I'll come back to later on. But I think that that is a good indicator to where you can expect the market to retrace back up to. And if I am correct in that assumption, all we need to do is draw a Fibonacci retracement, which is what I went here, and I chose, where's my Fib retracement, and I, whoa, why did this come on? Sorry, whoa, whoopsie. Okay, I drew my Fib retracement, and as you can see, I started there and went back, and you see these are the levels that came up from it, right? Now what's interesting is if you look at it, back since 2014 to now, look at this market, and this is why we'll now start going to the weekly charts, right? Like if you look at this, it's so interesting to see. Look at how the market obeys and respects the 23% retracement, right? And then it comes right back down. And then it jumped again, and again it respected the, well, it kind of blew back past it. It went all the way up and it hit the 50% retracement, went back down, kind of hovered around the 20% retracement, and then fell back down. And, you know, in technical analysis, if you're going to be not surpassing and closing beyond the 30, I think it's a 38% retracement, right? Chances are the trend is going to continue in the same direction, right? So which is what you see here, always see coming back down to zero. But when we had this upward trend moving, we closed above the 23% retracement. The next week we closed above the 38% retracement, which to me was a clear signal. Okay, now we are headed up, and we're going to remain up. Okay, and that's where having consolidation occur around the 38% retracement. And again, when I'm using these levels, I'm referring to this retracement that I drew initially. Don't forget about all these other retracements over here, right? We're having, going back here, we're having our candles closing, our weekly candles closing above the 38% retracement, which is very reassuring that after this consolidation, we will continue to move up. And now if you go to the daily chart, you'll see that this run that we had all the way down from, I took it from 258 Satoshis all the way up to 6,227 Satoshis, right? This run up there, we'll see. We will notice that in the daily we closed way above, right, our 38% Satoshis. We even closed above our 50% retracement, and we were so close to our 61.8% retracement. So these are all reassuring, I believe, reassuring candles that the trend will be up in the long term. This consolidation is a healthy consolidation. All these consolidations have been at or around the 50%. Is that the 50%? Nope, not the 50%, sorry. Below the 50%, but above the 38% is what I wanted to say. 38% retracement. And this is forming what I would call a bullish pennant, right? And I'm not good with Elliott waves, so I'm sure someone can educate me on that as they look at this. But if you just draw simple lines here, and I think what you have here is a descending wedge, right? At the end of this consolidation, and look, it broke the descending wedge. Descending wedge is a bullish pattern, and I believe this candle to be the first candle in an upward, regaining the upward trend. So what does that mean? I think that we have gone through, this being the daily, we have gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 days. 18 really, don't want to use this one. 18 days of consolidation, and I think we're starting the next leg in our upward trend. And that's kind of what I wanted to leave you at with the first episode. That congratulations, y'all. We are in the upward trend. at least I believe, in the next leg of our move up. And so the question is, well, where is this going to go up, right? And that will be the topic of my next video about where I think this will go up. But I'm pretty sure if you've looked at this chart, because I've moved the chart up and down, you'll pretty much have already guessed where I think this is going to go up next. But I'll go more into detail about that, and I'll explain all that later. But hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Please feel free to troll me, agree with me, educate me. You know what? This is just all for discussion, and I think that the more opinions, the better. And who really knows? You know, maybe it's just whales out there, doing everything, and we're just making like self-fulfilling prophecies with these charts. But I really enjoy these charts, and it gives me some sort of satisfaction to predict and to be to find that the chart provide reassurance to my predictions. So yeah, so we'll see where the market, if this is going to be the start of an upward trend. I believe it will, and we'll talk more tomorrow. All right, that's all for now, guys. Take care. Cheers. That was like cheers and peace together. Peace. Are we recording? Oh, yeah, yeah.